So last week, a group of friends and I tried to figure out if we stopped eating, would we die? Man, I'm hungry.
Music licensing reimagined.
I can't eat, I'm fasting. You wanna go for a walk, buddy? Yeah. Okay. That's a lot of poop. Is that dirt? Yes, you're eating dirt. That's a lot of dirt, dude. Why are you eating so much dirt? Let's go for a walk. In all seriousness, what we decided to do was 72 hours, which is 3 days of fasting. And to be honest, some people made it, some people didn't. But what we learned and what we took away from it was even more important than the fast. Let's get into it. So you may have seen some things about this new fad called fasting. And to be honest, I don't know where they got the name for it, because while you're doing it, time moves anything but fast. So the reason people are deciding to intentionally starve themselves is for all these research-backed benefits. And I'll get into some of those as the video progresses. Right now, it's important for me to make it crystal clear that this is not a competition. It's not a game that can be won, and it's not a way to measure your worth against others. So if you decide to partake in a fast, at all times, focus on how your body feels and pull out if it doesn't feel comfortable. Don't push yourself into a medical emergency. If you have to break the fast earlier than expected, who cares? You get to try again another time. And we'll go over an example in a few minutes. For now, let's go over the rules of slowly fasting. So if you ingest any calories, you're likely to break your fast. So that's the bummer. Basically, you can't eat. As silly as it sounds, even chewing gum can break your fast. You're only going to be drinking water, tea, and black coffee. That's the rules. Do that for 3 days. Okay, so you also need to take in electrolytes because your body needs that. The most important one is salt. For me personally, I was using Celtic sea salt. You can also use Himalayan. I would stay away from the table salt. It's not gonna taste as good and doesn't have all the other minerals and nutrient dense, whatever. I would put Celtic sea salt in my morning water, about a teaspoon's worth. And yeah, it's salty, but it's not that bad. I also took 400 milligrams of magnesium every night for a couple of reasons. First one, it's another electrolyte. Secondly, it's gonna help you sleep better. Thirdly, it helps muscles relax. And that's all I had. Magnesium's been shown to help deep, restful sleep, and trust me, you're gonna want that. Sleep became the best part of the day because it was free fasting time where I wasn't thinking about food. So a week before actually fasting, my friends and I decided to start intermittent fasting. You limit yourself to a small window where you're allowed to eat. For me, I started at 14 hours of not eating and 10 hours of eating, which was pretty easy to be honest. And then we swapped down to 16 hours, an 8-hour window. And so that primes your metabolism for what's to come. And as a hidden benefit, practicing with that intermittent fasting showed me ways that I would have broke my fast accidentally in the real deal. Cuddle, get over here. As somebody who eats all the time, I found myself going to the cupboard and getting a protein bar in the morning, which definitely would have broken my fast. For example, one morning, I instinctively went and got the coconut water that I always start my day off with. And boom, right there, I could have ruined my fast 2 days in if it was the wrong morning. Another time I took my morning supplements, just out of habit, that also would have thrown my fast off. The intermittent fasting also made me deal with that hungry feeling and not immediately give into it, which is generally how I am. At all times, I'll have a snack around ready to eat. And so intermittent fasting made me realize that I could fight that urge and still be okay. And I was gonna need that very soon. The main reason I intentionally started off with intermittent fasting is because it primes your body to start getting rid of glucose a little sooner. And getting rid of that glucose is how you can switch over to running on ketones, and also how it starts the autophagy phase of fasting. So autophagy is an important part. That's really the whole reason why I was doing this. So imagine for 3 decades, you've been buying clothes, and then your style changes and you buy more clothes, and then your style changes, you buy more clothes. And every now and then you maybe give a few clothes away to people, but you don't ever really go through your closet. So autophagy is you deciding, I don't need these old clothes anymore, let's take them to Goodwill because somebody else can use them. At a cellular level, autophagy takes out the trash and cleans up the processes inside of it. So you're left with a more efficient body. It's also been shown to help with autoimmune diseases. And in my case, I had a physical component that I'll talk about later. I really wanted to start things off right with an intermittent fast to try to get through the glucose that your body runs on as soon as possible so I could start running on ketones and kick off that autophagy. Because I also was really curious how running on ketones would feel. I've heard nothing but great things. So now I'm gonna take you through my fasting experience with live looks into the highlights. So I'm currently 21 hours into this fast. So the first day essentially, which is supposed to be the worst day. And I can tell you it has gone easier than I thought it would. But lately, my brain just keeps wanting to put food in my mouth. I left work on the way home. Every time I passed a restaurant that I usually frequent, it was like, oh yeah, just pop in there real quick. I was like, no, don't do that. Which is a response because I'm hungry, but also lets me know that sometimes I eat just because I'm bored, just because I see it. It's just because it's there. When I do get hungry, I am just drinking a lot of water, and that helps the hunger pangs go away so far. I'm very curious about how going to sleep tonight will go. Normally, if I have like a hungry stomach, I don't sleep. I go eat before I sleep, so we'll see how that goes tonight. I've got to come on here real quick to warn you about the next clip. It's my hair. It's atrocious. So if you don't want to see it, close the video now. The robe's comfy though. For Florida, this is crazy. Day 2, I just woke up and man, I am drinking a lot of seltzer water. But I don't feel hungry actually. Normally when I wake up, first thing I do is eat. And there's like not even a hunger. My stomach is just like turned off is what it feels like. It's crazy. So I'm gonna slam a bunch of this. Next one's gonna have some salt in it to keep my electrolytes up. We'll see how the rest of the day goes. I also slept pretty good. I was naturally very tired. So now I'm at 32 hours, something like that. So that's pretty neat. Basically at the halfway point. Yeah, around the halfway point. I bet at hour 41 and a half, I'll be in the midst of a huge hunger pang. I am at hour 41 and a half, and I'm in the midst of a huge hunger pang. It's the only thing I can think about right now. I just keep getting pictures of food in my head. Now, at the same time that I was struggling, my friend was struggling for another reason. You see, they suffer from a condition called hypoglycemia, or low blood sugar, which can cause lots of dangerous symptoms like dizziness, confusion, headaches, and if not remedied with things like juice or candy, things can escalate. So for their safety, they made the right call. They listened to their body and they broke the fast. And that doesn't mean they can't complete 72 hours. The same person did that last year. They just may have pushed a little too hard the week before. Either way, it's a great example of listening to your body and doing what's right for you. Everyone in our group supported their decision to eat and applauded them for how far they got. Because for lots of people, even 41 hours is new territory. Now, let's get back to me really struggling at 41 and a half hours. I just keep getting pictures of food in my head or what's around me to eat, and I want to run to it right away. But no, we're not doing that. I'm gonna stay strong. We're past the halfway point. Just gotta keep going, and I will. I'm also feeling kind of weak, I would say, where my muscles just don't feel very strong. So I guess that makes sense. We've depleted through a lot of stuff, definitely into ketosis. So here I am in a grocery store surrounded by food, and it's really trying my strength, but I think I'm okay. I'm getting some supplies to help me reintroduce food. So we're at hour 45 and a half, almost 2 days. The hunger pains are mostly gone, but I would still have to eat. 48 hours done, baby. This guy eats right now. I have another 24 hours to get after it. I can do it, I will do it, and I will be so thankful that I didn't give up. Starting day 3, once again, somebody else gets to eat, but not me. I just had my salt water, put in some water, gets my electrolytes. Slept really good, to be honest, I really did. And now I don't even feel that hungry, which is a similar start to yesterday. I started the day not hungry at all, and then I really was hungry most of the day. So we'll see how today goes. We're off to a good start at least, and I'm considering extending to a total of like 88 hours, or 82 probably. So we'll see how today goes. I may just go back to bed at the end of the night, fasted, and get that bonus autophagy. What's interesting about this fasting is you would think I'm on day 3 that I must be 3 times as hungry as you are when you miss a meal. And no, like in my experience this whole time, I've had the same amount of hunger. There's been waves of it, but it doesn't seem to intensify. It's That first feeling you get when you're really hungry, that's super intense, it's that just prolonged. It doesn't get more intense. It doesn't get like 3 times harder. If you're the kind of person where a pain point comes and you immediately have to give into it, then maybe fasting is a good place to start. Do a 2-day fast. You don't have to go full 3. You'll definitely feel the hunger waves as they come and go, and you'll experience that and recognize that it didn't kill you. It's building your resilience, your tolerance for more, very slightly, but that can compound over everything in your life. It's a principle, and it's not just related to the hunger feeling. It's a mental shift of, I can deal with this pain and I'm okay. I am 65 hours into this fast here, and honestly, I'm not that hungry today. Been drinking a lot of water again, and I can tell that I'm running on ketones because, as they say, you just feel sharper. So my cognitive ability, even though I'm kind of sleepy, to be honest, has just been dialed in. I don't know, I just keep thinking of things. So hard-earned ketones, well worth it. Think very clearly and concisely. It's not a huge shift off of when you're on carbs, but what I'm doing this for mostly is autophagy, and the longer I'm in this zone, the more of that happens. I'm only 2 hours away from 72 hours of fasting, and I feel great. In fact, I'm gonna extend it another 12 hours just because I can. Which honestly, if you're gonna do it, I started mine at 8 p.m. so then all I have to do is just go to bed, and then all the benefits just last while I'm asleep. So that seems like a no-brainer. One thing I have noticed is during this fast, my plantar fasciitis has gotten a lot better. So we'll see as I start eating again if that actually maintains and it's just a coincidence, or if the autophagy is actually attacking that inflammation in my foot and healing something that I've been dealing with for months now. Now check out how emaciated I can look in this next clip. So this is about 85 hours in. I am sucking it in, obviously. I'm down 10 pounds, so I figured why not? Let's see how ripped I can look for Instagram. And here we are. So generally there's a little bit of a pouch here that is basically gone. So I gained it all back, but whatever. All right, I did it. 90 hours done. I am feeling great, honestly. Today has been zero stress, zero struggle trying to not eat. And I just broke my fast with some bone broth, about 12 ounces. It tasted absolutely amazing. So I'm really looking forward to all the foods that I reintegrate and start eating again. Apparently it's very crucial to be very intentional with your refeeding time, because that can mess up all the work that you've earned through the fasting. So I'm taking it very slow and methodical, but I am so stoked that I am through this point, that I mentally survived it. And honestly, I could keep going another day or two, I feel like, because it's been very calm, very easy, no need to eat. I just stay hydrated, and my mind is like on fire. I love running on ketones, I'm realizing. So there's a Ketone IQ product that I just actually bought because it took me 2 days to earn this ability to run on those, and you can just drink them instead for, I mean, it's a couple dollars each time, but it's worth it versus 2 days of effort, because my mind is sharp. Like, I could solve anything. I'm just locked in at all times about everything without getting distracted. Overall, right now, I would say that the fast went really well. I slept great. I overcame mental hurdles and issues that I otherwise wouldn't. And now I know I can do this. I'm more mentally equipped for it in the future. What this fast really showed me is that impulse control is what separates high performers from everybody else. Can you pause when you want to speak? Can you sit with emotions that don't feel great? Can you stay focused when you get that urge to go distract yourself, like scrolling on your phone, watching TV, or literally doing anything other than the thing you should be doing? You see, high performers feel the same urges, they just are able to control them better. Fasting trains the awareness of those thoughts, but also shows you that you don't have to give in to them right away. And for me, that might be the biggest takeaway of this whole thing. Idiosyncrasies in life are really funny to me. And so in the midst of editing this very video, which I'm still filming as you can clearly tell, Ketone IQ reached out to me and offered for me to be part of their brand affiliate program. And I want you to know, I will never support brands I don't fully support or use myself. And so as you can see how excited I was in these previous clips, I clearly really want to be on ketones. I enjoy the product. And to be honest, I bought their 6-pack with my own money. I haven't skipped a day. I don't think I want to skip a day. So I genuinely do support the product. So that's why you'll see a link down below. It's my link to go get you 30% off your first order and then 10% off remaining ones, which is good because it's not cheap, because it's good stuff. If you're curious about it and if you want to get all the benefits of fasting without all the starvation, it's a great hack to do that. So think of it like if you were a character in a video game and you drank like a potion that suddenly increased your intelligence or your work ethic or whatever by like +10 or something, like this is what ketones are. So very excited to be working with this brand, and I hope that you get some good value out of it.
So we've juggled a lot of topics. How about a wrap up?
Let's go over some key benefits of fasting, right? So first one is obviously weight loss. I did a little research, and I bet you know the actor Kevin James. He's from King of Queens, as well as many other movies. He actually fasted for 41 days to lose 60 pounds for a role in a movie. You also can improve risk factors for heart disease, and it helps reduce chronic inflammation, which honestly with my plantar fasciitis, that's probably what was going on. You can enhance brain function, so it makes it easier to lock in, which has been crucial. You can reset your gut microbiome. So if you're curious about fasting and wish somebody did all the research on how to prep for it, what to do during it, and how to reintroduce feeding when you're done, lucky for you, I made a PDF version of all the research I did and boiled it down to a very simple format. You can find the link to it down below. I hope it brings help to you. Because really, I just want you to have the best experience you can. I really encourage you to give it a shot. It's not that hard. Once again, it's another low barrier to entry thing. You just stop eating, and then you just have to control those urges. So thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please give it a like. If you didn't like this video, please tell me in the comment below what you didn't like about it. And if you want to see what I get into next, hit that subscribe button. Bye!